So today we're going to talk about starting out to build your toolkit if you're new and you're getting into the building industry, construction industry, or if you're just seriously getting into your DIY. The tool market can be a bit of a minefield, so hopefully today we're going to give you a couple of pointers on where to get started and what you should be looking for and what types of kit you should be buying. So the first thing you need to consider is your price point and how much you're looking to spend. That would be our first bit of advice. Come up with a budget and stick to it. There'll be multiple different brands that will offer something within your budget range. The next thing to consider is which machine to start with. Now, our recommendation here at Toolstore UK for anybody would be to always start with a combi drill, which is something like these machines here. Combi drill is your general all-round machine. It will do a bit of everything. So, generally speaking, it will drill into multiple different materials, so wood, metal, concrete, plastic, masonry. It will also allow you to put screws into different materials as well. And there's some general features that you'll find on pretty much every combi drill across every brand. So most of them will have a variable speed on the trigger, which will give you some extra control. They'll generally have a 2-speed gearbox, so again, giving you different power settings depending on the application. Most machines these days will have a keyless chuck as well, which saves you a bit of time when you're changing bits in the machine. And they'll all generally have a forward and reverse switch. Things that do differ amongst price points then is the power of the motor. Whether it's a brushless motor, which is going to give you a longer run time off your battery. And the other thing that will change the cost of these products as well is the batteries themselves. So again, the higher the amp hour on the battery, generally, the more expensive the machine is going to be. And the higher the amp hour, again, you should get a longer run time out of your battery. The other thing to consider with a combi drill then is how many batteries is it going to come with. So there are lots of deals around where you get 1 battery, 2 batteries, some even with 3 batteries or more. If you're going to be working around the house and the amp hours are 2 and above, then most of the time you'll manage with 1 battery. If you're going to be working on site or using your machine in anywhere like a professional environment, you're going to need at least 2 batteries to allow you to keep working all day. You're always going to have 1 battery on charge while the other one's working. So if you want to take the plunge a little bit deeper and go a bit beyond just a combi drill, then twin packs are the way to go. They offer really, really good value for money. You'll still be getting the combi drill, which is the general all-rounder, but most of the time these kits will also come with an impact driver, which is this machine here. Now these machines are specifically designed for putting in fixings or fastenings. The torque that these machines generated is absolutely immense. So these will cope with putting smaller screws in, but they'll also cope with much, much bigger screws as well. So particularly if you were going to look at doing something like fencing or decking, these machines are ideal. One thing to take note with an impact driver though is they are quite noisy. It's just the nature of how the machine works. If you haven't used one of these before, we'd always recommend maybe trying one of these before you buy them, just so you can get used to how noisy they are. They do make a bit of a racket when compared to a normal combi drill. So our advice would be always start with a combi drill or a twin pack and then add to your kit afterwards. So if you want to add a jigsaw or circular saw at a later date, you're able to do so because the batteries will be able to be interchanged with anything you buy moving forward.